This did not feel like a video I would ever have to make, but here we are. On the 16th of April 2025, the United Kingdom Supreme Court ruled that trans women can no longer be seen as women. That, in legal terms, the words are now biological woman and biological sex. The courts ruled that the concept of sex is binary and that a person is either a man or a woman, which is complete and utter bullshit. Nothing in life is binary. We exist on this spectrum of beauty. Nothing can be black and white when grey exists. Now, I do just want to preface this video by saying, whilst I have spent many a day with gender dysphoria and identity crisis surrounding my gender, I am a cis woman. I am part of the LGBTQIA+ community, and I do have many friends who are also part of the community, and they did help me format this video, format my script so that I could be as respectful as possible. I do have many trans friends as well. They're all fucking icons. Bear that in mind. But everything I've used to research this video is linked in the description of the video as well. Also, it seems like a really shit thing to do considering the topic of this video, but please do like and subscribe if you have enjoyed. Leave a comment as well. Pop some opinions in the comments. If they are transphobic, derogatory in any way, your comment will immediately be deleted. I don't care. That is not welcome on this page. We are a safe space for everybody, so just bear that in mind. But let's get into it. At the heart of the case, the judges had to decide if the protected category of sex is based solely on the biology a person is born with, such as their reproductive organs and chromosomes, or if it's something that can be changed based on gender identity and gender recognition process. It was an 88-page court ruling, bear that in mind. So I'm obviously not going to talk about the entire court ruling, but I'm just going to put some brief points from the actual ruling, and then we're going into the history of the transgender community. So yeah. So the judge stated, I'm going to just read this straight instead of trying to paraphrase anything. I want to read everything exactly how it was put. A certificated sex interpretation would cut across the definition of the protected characteristics of sex in an incoherent way. References to a woman and women as a group sharing the protected characteristics of sex would include all females of any age, irrespective of any other protected characteristics, and those trans women, biological men, who have the protected characteristics of gender reassignment and a GRC, which, if you don't know, that stands for Gender Recognition Certificate, and who are therefore female as a matter of law. The same references would necessarily exclude men of any age, but they would also exclude some biological women living in the male gender with a GRC. That basically stands for trans men who are legally male. The converse position would apply to references to a man and men as a group sharing the same protected characteristics. We can identify no good reason why the legislature should have intended that sex-based rights and protections under the Equality Act of 2010 should apply to these complex, heterogeneous groupings rather than the distinct group of biological women and girls or men and boys, with their shared biology leading to shared disadvantage and discrimination faced by them as a distinct group. In just summarize that paragraph, the courts believe that seeing trans women as women creates inconsistency in the Equality Act, that seeing biological women and trans women as women excludes trans men, legally male, biological female, and it leads to dodgy groupings. But what we need you to understand is that trans men obviously don't want to be seen as a woman. Use your brains. They don't want. Why are you so bothered about including men in a category they very obviously don't want to be a part of? Use your brains. This is what this entire thing is based on. Does it make sense? No. It's baffling how a very large group of people can come to this same conclusion that the fact that trans women are classed as women is excluding trans men who are biologically born a female. They don't want to be seen as a woman. It's not excluding them from something they don't want to be a part of. Use your logic. It's so. Ugh. I just like. It pisses me off so much. Because it does, in fact, get worse somehow. Because if you're a cisgendered woman watching this thinking, oh, this doesn't affect me, that's fine. Wrong! You would be wrong. Incorrect. Because it does affect you, right? It does. Not only is this probably going to be a steep, steep slope into all women losing any semblance of their rights, because this is how it starts. Trans women arrested on Britain's railways will in future be strip searched by male police officers. Again, you might be thinking, I'm a cisgendered woman, how does that affect me? Just listen. The British Transport Police have said that same-sex searches in custody will be conducted in accordance with the biological birth sex of a detainee. Under the previous policy, officers had been told that anyone in custody with a gender recognition certificate would be searched by an officer matching a detainee's acquired gender. So, I'm going to leave the comment here, because this wonderful, wonderful person called Tamsin left this comment on a TikTok about this disgusting matter. So I'm just going to leave it here for a second for you to read it. I'm just going to sit here and look pretty. And she's so right, because I am, in fact, a female with PCOS. I spoke about it many, many times on the channel. I grow facial hair, right? I also get very, very, very painful ingrown hairs all over my body, so I don't shave my legs very often. I also most of the time dress very, very masculine. So does that mean that they might try and strip search me? A man? Me? They'd be disgusted by what they see. But that doesn't matter. Like, what are we supposed to do? Try and fight back against the police? Because I don't know if you've seen many protests. That doesn't work. It does not work, okay? Are we just supposed to sit back and let it happen? I could very, very, very easily be misgendered. I will quite comfortably say that. I dress very masculine. I don't very often wear makeup. I grow facial hair. I have a little moustache and a beard that grows, okay? I don't shave my legs. I don't very often shave my armpits, again, because it's painful. I get very, very bad ingrown hairs. If I'm just perusing the public, what about me? I'm not trying to make this all about me, that sounds bad. But still, what about people like us? What about us biological cisgendered women? But it's not just about that. Trans women should not be being searched by a man. It's disgusting. They very, very, very obviously were not born with what they should have had. I'm going to go back to my intro where we spoke about binary, okay? The matter of you can't have black and white without having grey. You might not have heard about this before because it's not very widely spoken about. It should be spoken about a lot more because, as I'm about to say, it affects more people than you would expect. Have you ever heard the term intersex? You probably haven't because it's not talked about enough. The definition of an intersex person is people who are intersex have genitals, chromosomes, or reproductive organs that don't fit into a male-female sex binary. Their genitals might not match their reproductive organs, or they may have traits of both. Does that sound binary to you? Because it doesn't to me. And I know that I said, like, this should be spoken about more because it happens more than you think. Let's go into some statistics. Around 1.7% of the population is intersex. Do you know what is almost the exact same number across the world? People born ginger. We know about ginger people. Why isn't intersex spoken about enough? Because when it's not spoken about enough, it creates misinformation. So talk about it more, guys. Talk about intersex because it's important. Like, if we're saying that there's only two genders, do intersex people not exist? Oh, I don't even have the words to say. Shut up. There's an ice cream truck. I don't know if you can hear it or not. So again, Are you trying to say that they just don't exist? Because they do. It's scientifically proven. They are alive. What are you trying to say? Like, again, the world that we live in has never been binary. Every single day we live on a spectrum, okay? There has never been specific set things. We don't live in a line. We move on. We move, okay? Nothing is binary. We have never been binary. We shouldn't be binary, okay? We can see it all throughout history, for God's sake. Like, well before European settlers landed on Turtle Island, which was what the indigenous Americans called North America, they had two-spirited folk. That's what they were known as. Two-spirited folk. And they were seen to be gifted and honoured in their communities. This is because they carried both the female and male spirit. They were seen as foundational members in their culture because they could see through both the feminine and masculine lens. They were honoured in their societies. They were honoured and they were foundational members of their society. In Hindu society, non-binary gender, it was known as, please forgive my pronunciations in this section, I'm begging you, I'm painfully white. The Hijra, or the third gender, can be found in Hindu texts such as the Ramayana and Mahabharata, I think, texts. They are religious texts which date back 7,000 years. And you're telling me that transgender people are new? No, they're not. In ancient Rome, there was a Roman empress called Elagabalus. She was born biologically male, yet she insisted on being seen as a woman because she was one. Ancient Greek mythology. Hermaphroditus, the child of Hermes and Aphrodite, an intersex deity, the god of androgyny and effeminate men. Like, it's all throughout history. This isn't something new. Even if we come to more modern times, okay? Modern trailblazers. Michael Dillon, the first person in the world to transition female to male through hormones and surgery. He started in 1944. It took 9 years. But still, 1944, that was the end of World War II. Roberta Cowell, a racing driver and Spitfire pilot during World War II, her transition gave her Britain's first surgically created vagina. April Ashley was assigned male at birth, and her marriage to Arthur Corbett became annulled. The judge ruled that it didn't matter. The marriage was a sham because she was born a male. Where does that make any sense? Now, it took 33 years after April Ashley's annulment for her marriage for a transgender person's legal gender to be recognised as the gender they live in. And that was in 2004. It's taken 21 years for us to go backwards in the way that we think. Now, I'm only 22, right? To many, many people who I talk to, they say I'm basically still a child. Okay, I haven't lived my life yet. So how have I managed to live through people's rights being taken away from them when I am still a child? Make it make fucking sense, because it's disgusting. Because the thing is, this isn't just in the human world, okay? Clownfish, they are led by a female. She is the leader of the group when they live in groups, okay? She is the leader. The second in command is a male. When that female dies, the second in command, that male, becomes female so that she can now take charge of the group. Butterflies, right? Butterflies, one wing can display the pattern typically seen on male butterflies, and the other wing displaying the pattern typically seen on females. If that's not a description for intersex, I don't fucking know what is. Their body shapes can combine the female and male body. It's known as gynangiomorphs. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. The bearded dragon. When their eggs incubate at higher temperatures, a genetically male egg could hatch into a female lizard with some male-like characteristics. Even whales, beluga whales, can have female and male body parts. It is literally in nature to accept gender fluidity and transgender people. So why are we so against it? It doesn't make any sense. And there are so many arguments that transphobic people will use to say that this is a good thing. And a massive, massive, massive one that I see everywhere all the time is that kids are transitioning too quickly. That's fucking wrong. Towards the end of 2023 in England, there were over 31,000 transgender people on a waiting list for a first appointment at a gender identity clinic. That doesn't seem like they're doing it too quickly. They can't physically be seen by a doctor. That's not happening too quickly. Okay, as I wrap this up, I understand I've kind of shouted a lot and it doesn't feel like we've got any further in the argument. But if you're sat here thinking, well, I'm a cis man, I'm a cis woman, I'm not transgender, but I am part of the LGBTQIA plus community, I don't know what to do to help. What can I do? The most simple and effective way into helping transgender people is with pronouns. Okay? It's so easy to just use somebody's pronouns correctly. It's the simplest thing, okay? Using the correct pronouns for people, apologizing if you do get them wrong, and actively correcting other people who get people's pronouns wrong is one of the most important things that you can do for the trans community. I promise you. If you are able, there are so many charities that you can donate to help the trans community. And there's also, I've seen it on my TikTok, I nearly went to one yesterday, but there are so many marches and rallies going on through towns and cities across the country. If you take anything from this video, please let it be people are people. In the TV show Heartstopper, Yasmin Finney plays a character called Elle, and she says one of the most beautiful sentences that can be used to wrap up this entire argument. Trans people are people, they are not a debate. I don't really know how to end this video because it feels very serious, and it's, if you haven't already seen my reactions in this video, it's something that's affected me deeply, and I'm not even trans. So please just be kind. Please just be kind to everybody. It's one of the cheapest things that you can do. The cheapest and most fulfilling thing that you can do in life is to smile and be kind. Okay? It's so easy. So please just try and do it, because there's so much going on in the world. This is a fraction of it, but it's so important. Please be kind to people. It feels bad to be doing this at the end of this video after everything that I've spoken about, but if you did enjoy this video, please do like and subscribe. Leave a comment. If you know of any other information that would have made this video better, please do leave a comment about it down below. If you know of any important charities that can be linked, drop a comment down below. Yeah, love you.